How about it, y'all? This is Daniel Nicholson with Nicholson Farms, and welcome back to another video. Today might be an interesting video, to say the least. It's going to be kind of hectic. All these baby goats and their mamas are going to make their first pasture rotation together. We've got to go about 60-70 yards to our back pasture behind the barn. So it's going to get a little interesting. Baby goats do not herd that well. They're just now getting where they're following their moms around the pasture good. Most of these babies are almost a month old. So actually some of them are a little over a month old. So they should follow. Some of the younger ones we might have a little trouble with. My little brother's going to get off in here in a little while. Maddie will come over a little while. Might have to get my mom and dad to help. But we're going to get these babies moved today to a fresh pasture. It's time to get moving for them. I've already got the creek feeder loaded up. So I'm going to go set that up here in a minute. But first, their gate is still open to that pasture over there. So I got to sneak over there, shut that gate, make sure all the goats stay in here. So they're next to this gate when we walk out of it. And then we got to move Sirloin, our butcher calf, Clyde, our Kiko buck, and we're going to move the horses today. Everybody's getting moved around a little bit. So it's going to be an interesting day, especially when we start moving these baby goats. What I mean, I got to sneak over here. I got to get this gate shut because they think they're going to the feed trough over there. Got them cut off. We got one more gate, so see if we can get it shut before they get out. I think we got it. We got the gate shut. They're gonna hang out in here for a little while until we get all the other animals moved. I get the creek feeder set up and everything's ready for them to move. The goats did finish their water the other day with the cord solution in it, and since then I haven't seen any runny butts on the kids. I don't know if it's a coincidence or we kind of lowered that coccidia load where it's not bothering them anymore. Hopefully that's the case, and everybody looks good. No runny butts. I hate to see a runny butt on a goat. So I mentioned a couple videos back what kind of rotation we're doing. It's working out okay. It's kind of pushing our grass a little harder than I'd like to, especially this time of year. But the goats are ahead of the horses. They're getting the best grass, whatever they want, pick through it. And then the horses are following up behind them. And behind them, we've got our butcher calf. He's over here. I don't know if you can see him. And Clyde, he's over there. They're following the horses. The horses are kind of cleaning up the worm load, I guess, and behind the goats. And then Clyde comes along. That's kind of my thought. But also, the horses aren't getting grain. The goats aren't getting grain. The cow is getting grain. And Clyde needs a buddy. So that's why Clyde's with sirloin. Just kind of how it has to work out right now. I really wish we had some more paddocks, and we need to get back to using our poly wire. I've been saying I'm gonna start using it religiously, and then I stop. But with these baby goats, I think it'd be pretty hard to do. So we're not using it right now, just kind of opening it up a pasture at a time. Eventually we're gonna start running that poly wire again when these babies get a little bit bigger, and I think they can learn what that wire means. They probably could now. I feel like it's going to be a nightmare trying to train them to that. So let's get these horses moved, and then we're going to move Sirloin and Clyde. I'll probably just open the gate. Clyde doesn't really follow me too well. I don't think he knows what pasture rotation is yet, but he'll figure it out eventually. We'll just leave the gate open for a day or so, and eventually I'm sure I'll find them in the other pasture and I can shut the gate behind them. This is what the horses are coming out of. The goats were in this 3 weeks previous before the horses. It's mowed pretty low for the most part. Our fescue is still pretty tall. The horses and the goats didn't really lay onto the fescue, at least not the shoots that have the seeds on it, as much as they did everything else. Like I said, I wish I wasn't grazing this hard, but it is just what it is for right now. Next year leading up to kidding, I want to do a little bit better of scheduling when we're rotating pastures. I actually skipped a rotation where the goats were supposed to go to the lease leading up to kidding season. I was really worried about putting them on my little trailer too tight and causing some problems, especially with all the problems we were already having with abortion. So we skipped that rotation. That led us into kind of not running low on grass already this year. If we get some rain, this grass will rebound. We're still in spring. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. But taking that rotation out at the lease really kind of stretched this grass a little thinner than I wanted to, especially this earlier in the year. So hopefully next year we'll figure it out where the goats are up there. They're coming home, you know, right before they're starting to kid, and maybe 3 to 4 weeks before they kid, instead of having to worry about taking them back up there 2 months before they kid. Just kind of relieve some of the stress off of them, relieve some of the stress off our grass, and hopefully make the grass go further. It's just part of it. We're still learning how we really want to do this rotation stuff. As far as our scheduling with the number of animals we had, I know it'd be a whole lot easier if we didn't have these guys right here. But my dad's not going to get rid of this one for sure. And I haven't 100% decided if I wanted to get rid of that one. It's just part of it. When it comes down to it, we've got a little too many animals, too many mouths to feed on the property. That's why we feed a little bit of grain anyway. So we're gonna get these horses moved. One of them's already took off. The other one ain't figured out the gate. Here he comes. Let's go, Cisco. And he's gone. So like I said, Sirloin and Clyde are probably not gonna do the rotation too well. They're hanging out in the shed. So I'm just gonna leave this gate open for them. They might find it this afternoon, they might not. No big deal, they'll work their way up there. I've got to dump out their water trough, move to that pasture. But I'm gonna do all that off camera. I'm gonna get the creep feeder set up and all that, because we might be using a lot of time on camera moving these baby goats. Like I said, I do believe it's gonna get pretty interesting. So I've got the creep feeder all set up. It's good to go. It's full of grain. The babies actually ate pretty much all of what was in there, but I put in there 4 or 5 days ago. So they know it's in there. They know what grain is. They're going in there and munching as they want. So we've got it set up and they're filled up, ready to go for the babies. This is the pasture that they're going into. It's a lot better than what they're in right now. As far as the length and quality of forage, I think. It's got a lot of ryegrass out here. Some of it's a little thin. The horses were in here for about a month ago. So it could use a little more rest, but we're gonna go ahead and move them in here. They're only gonna be in here about 6 or 7 days. This is right at an acre, a little over an acre. They'll be in here for 6 or 7 days, and then we're gonna be making our move to the lease where I know there is plenty of grass up there. So I guess now all we're waiting on is Maddie and Matthew to get home. Hopefully my dad will show up too. And we're gonna get these babies moved. Do it nice and slow. One person with a bucket kind of walking those does pretty slow. And 2 or 3 people behind those babies, just kind of pushing them, making them keep up with their mama. Hopefully everything goes smoothly. If not, we're gonna be chasing baby goats everywhere. All right, so we got a bucket of feed. We're gonna open this gate. Matthew's gonna have the bucket and he's gonna walk hopefully pretty slow. We're gonna try to get all these baby goats up by the gate first. As soon as we open the gate, me and Maddie and my mom will get behind them, kind of just push these babies along, and we'll see how this works out. Here we go. Psst, 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 psst. Move, babies. Follow your mamas. Hey. Hey. Follow your mamas. Go. I might have to carry 1 or 2.
Yeah, this one likes to be here. Okay. His sister is so pretty. Her eyes. Look at her. She's so pretty.
All right, get that one around. Come on. Matthew, don't leave us. Sit down. All right, everybody's out. Psst. Let's go, babies.
Come on, sheep.
Psst, 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 psst. Let's go.
She's so pretty.
Sheep, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Psst. Rivers, come here.
Come on.
Let's go, goats. Come on. All right, Matt, stop there so you can get all the mama's attentions. Mama, get out in the middle of them. Psst, psst. Somebody go over there by that deer stand.
I told her she's done. Okay.
Let's go, babies. Go, sheep. All right, go through the gate, Matt.
Well, if I go through the gate, they're all going to be in the feed.
Mama, back up. Hey, 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 hey. Sit down, Rivers. Hey. Mama, don't pass the babies. They'll go back to where they came from. Through there. Hey. And that's everybody.
He just feels kind of.
So after moving the goats, Maddie ended up picking this one up and carrying it down here. Notice it was a little weak. If you can see how its neck is kind of crinked back when it stands, and the ears are just pretty droopy. You can tell it kind of feels bad. The sides are sunken in a little bit. We've already gave it 2 squirts of Nutri-Drench. That's what a newborn dosage is. We also gave it a little bit of probiotics. I'm about to give it a half a cc of vitamin B complex, and Maddie's mixing up some electrolytes now. We're just gonna get that into its system, and hopefully it feels better. It's moving all right, moving around all right. It's just kind of slow. Doesn't really have appetite. I kind of got it up next to its mama. Didn't eat, so I'm hoping the vitamin B will do that. And also I kind of pitched its skin a little bit. It wasn't super slow to come down, but it is a little slow, so I think she's a little dehydrated. This is the little doeling that we had to help out a good bit about a week ago when the mom's teats were pretty swollen. I saw it nursing yesterday. I thought everything's going good, but it's definitely a little weak today. We're just going to give it some vitamins and some electrolytes, and hopefully it'll recover. So we gave her the vitamin B and also some electrolytes. We did a water-soluble electrolytes. I really don't like that, but our local feed store, they didn't have any kind of gel or anything like that. So I really don't want to pump too much water into a baby's stomach. I just don't know how that'll work. I'm gonna go to town in the morning and get some gel. The electrolytes, hopefully, if they have them at Tractor Supply or not, we'll just have to see. But we've done all we can do for us tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and let the mom back out. The baby is following the mom. It's just a little weak, but we've done about as all we can do this afternoon. Hopefully she'll be okay. That vitamin B should make her hungry, give her some energy, and hopefully she'll just get going overnight. Hopefully I don't have to do anything for her in the morning, but we'll just have to wait and see. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm probably gonna just leave the mama in here with the baby overnight, give the mama a little grain. She doesn't have to worry about being hungry, and hopefully this baby will start getting some energy. I feel like it will, but it's kind of hard to tell, especially with them being this young. If they get weak like that, it's kind of hard to tell, especially after she's been alive for a week. You really don't know exactly what's going on. I don't know if she got into something that she wasn't supposed to get into, or as a weed or something that might be a little toxic she ate too much of. You never know. A baby goat will kind of munch on anything. That's what I'm kind of leaning to, is that she might have ate something that's just got her upset on the stomach, and she just doesn't feel that well. But I really don't know. But I think she'll be okay. Like I said earlier, it's hard to tell. But other than that, we got all the goats moved. They're in tall grass now. You can barely see the babies. All the moms are eating above their kneecaps, so you know they're not really getting a hold of any parasites. There hasn't been anything in this pasture for about a month now. So the parasite load is broken up. We've got them moved. It really wasn't that bad. I was kind of impressed. It helps having a couple hands to kind of push those babies along. But they'll be down here for about a week, and then we'll be moving them up to the lease. And I really wish I could move goats into this, something like this, about every 2 to 3 days. But hopefully we'll find some more land to lease here soon and expand the operation. But I really appreciate y'all hanging out with us. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I think we're like 5 subscribers away from hitting that 1,000 subscriber mark. So whenever we do that, we're going to be doing a t-shirt giveaway and a koozie and possibly something else. We haven't really decided yet. But we'll get that drawing done and get it out to somebody. But we really appreciate you hanging out with us. Leave us a comment, hit the like button, hit that notification bell, and we'll see y'all on the next one.